Welcome to the Be Discouraged podcast. This is episode 19 or 39. We were just talking. I was rushing him to
39.
press go because we were just arguing. 39. What?
It's not 39.
It is.
Okay,
is,
if,
but,
if I re-upload
we're
all,
massive.
No, wait. If I re-upload all of
stop!
those episodes, nobody's gonna be able to hear anything that you say. It's just me talking because your mic was so stupid poopy.
Yeah,
it might as well not even exist.
Also, this is 100% going to be the mood of the whole podcast. This is how we started. This is how it's going to finish. This is the energy. This is the energy. I guess we're combative today, and not you. I guess I am too. But we were just arguing about dinosaurs existing. He doesn't believe dinosaurs existed. Correct? You don't believe
that they ever existed
around?
No,
they ever existed. No dinosaurs.
Money plot.
We were talking about because both of our Dr. Peppers
have dinosaurs. That's your first line.
He has the Dr. Pepper in his right under his chin. It has a dinosaur, but he doesn't believe they exist. We were just getting into that. And then he doesn't believe in science. And then what was you made another point. It wasn't just dinosaurs.
I don't talk to round earthers.
No, it was science. Oh no, you just said you didn't believe in science. Like you're just like I don't believe in people or believe in science.
Anything with evidence doesn't exist.
So stupid. It hurts. It hurts me, dude. Do you see me flinch?
Dude, can you move your cat litter out of the frame? It's bothering me. Please.
It's bothering
I keep
me,
looking
dude.
at it.
Please hold.
That's nasty, dude. If I had a cat, it would have this chamber where you use retina to scan it.
Done.
Being a cat owner.
I got 3, dude.
Dude, once I get a cat, I'm teaching it how to use the toy.
Pretty cool. I think Oliver. Wait, that one almost was close. He was close to learning. He's close. I think we could teach him. The other two are too dumb. This cat would never, and the other one's an idiot. Just wouldn't do it. Stop, dude. Stop sniffing the pine saw. Oh, also the other thing I wanted to talk about was the project we had. Do you want to talk about that?
No.
Not at all.
Not at all.
Well, okay. Well, dude, this is the problem,
no,
dude.
I just didn't know. I don't want to talk about that. That thing is separate. It's a separate entity from everything.
I'll text this guy and be like, "Hey, what are you thinking for tomorrow? Like, what segments?
Your mic is crazy.
What segments?" I'm like, "What segments? What should we do tomorrow?" And he goes, "I don't know, dude. You're the one driving."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Okay." And so I'm driving right now, hands on the wheels.
I see.
And he said, "I don't want to talk about that."
Well, you asked me.
I literally almost texted you yesterday and said, "Don't complain then." But then I was like, "Nah, dude. He's gonna complain no matter what."
I don't want to talk about this thing because it's all brainstorm still.
Cool. We have a cool idea and we're doing something with it, and hopefully we start doing it soon. But lots of brainstorming that has been happening.
That's cool. Yeah.
It's been very cool. I'm almost done. I'm not going to talk about it much, but I'm almost done with Diablo, which means we can play Overwatch again. But I'm this close to getting my helmet, dude, and then I'm done. I'm that close.
Dude. Do it. I don't care.
Why? You don't miss playing Overwatch at all? Dude, it's such a weird this is interesting about your dynamic. Is like when I don't play, you miss the fuck out of it. But then when I play, you don't care at all.
The battle pass is done. There's nothing new right now. It's a game to fill the void, right? It's good.
Yeah.
In the beginning,
it just feels like
in the beginning of the season, I play it. Let's play. But now it's like we're done with the battle pass. You know, it's enjoyable.
We're not done though. We need the titles. Yeah, you don't care about the titles at all.
The only one that I wanted was the E-Kitten one, just to have it.
Yeah, that's right. They're good. I don't know. Yeah, but I will. Then I probably won't play it, dude. Once I get the helmet, I'm at the tail end already. I'm doing all the stuff that I've done normally, but I just want my helmet. But it's hard. Yeah, I've been grinding, dude, sinking my teeth. Mariah and I were gaming, dude. We never game like this. Never game like this. We were gaming until like 10:30 last night. 10:30. Like, dude.
10:30. Holy smokes. So what was she playing?
She's playing House Flipper. Is it House Flipper?
Housewife Simulator. Okay.
Not Housewife. Is that what it's called? It's like House Flipping Simulator. It's number 2 though.
Yeah.
Number 2. But she's hooked, dude. And like honestly, she doesn't get hooked very often. I'm like, just play the game and let it run its course. It's not every game's like that. I'm a big believer that if you're like deep in a game, especially a game that has an end point, right? Play it right through. it'll be gone, and you'll do other productive things. But
I
that's
mean,
where I'm at with Diablo. I'm like,
yeah.
dude, it's gonna run its course, and then I'll be back.
Well, that's
But
the point.
dude, I haven't left yet,
That's the
which I'm
point of
proud of.
gaming, though. Like, waste time and get out of your head. You know, it's a different reality we get.
Yeah, and I'm on the opposite end where I have to like zoom out. I was just talking about this today with the client's mom. I was like, I've spent my whole adult life trying to zoom out because I'm so focused on one thing or just this thing, or like, I lose focus so much that I'm constantly trying to zoom out.
Yeah.
But I feel like a lot of people are trying to zoom in sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, but it's only bad if it affects your life, right? Like, if you're able to manage it and do things and obsessively be obsessive, whatever.
But I can't. But I've been getting better. I've been getting better. I suck at it. I suck. But I've gotten better. When I get sucked into something, I'll stop texting people. I'll stop trying as hard at work. I mean, dude, I'll think about it at work. I'll be in the Facebook groups and the TikTok and just deep in the right.
Dude,
but I haven't gone that deep.
It sucks that you can't be like that towards something productive, right? It's the curse.
I think about it all the time. Yeah. And I think there's something out there for me that is like that, but I think about it all the time, dude. I'm like, dude, if I could just if something could hit my brain as hard as these things that led to something productive, it'd be game over. I'd be so fucking rich, dude. 15 hours straight. It's just a little lot,
I don't know, man. Maybe that's why, because there's like an end goal, right?
Yeah. I don't know, but
your brain's just not programmed for that.
But yeah, and I hate end goals. I hate the idea of finishing. I don't want to. I don't like that's when you asked me about Expedition 33. I was like, I just don't want to play a game with an end. I don't think. Like I like these other games because they don't end. There's no objective end. I don't. And same with not movies. Sometimes with series, I'm like that. Sometimes where like if they're long, I don't want to see that. I don't care. It makes it. I don't know. Maybe it's a resolution thing. Trauma, dude. Trauma.
Dang, dude. Don't get married.
What's
after that? What's after that?
What?
Kids, and then I guess.
Yeah.
You can find continuous growth. Kids' graduation.
Yeah.
Kids' funeral.
I'm pretty good at trying to grow, and so I get there. Yeah, and I think kids will be self-fulfilling. I've been feeling that really hard this last 6 months.
I can't imagine you having kids, man.
Why?
I don't know.
It's very rude.
It's very rude. I just can't imagine it.
Very, very rude.
I can't imagine you changing a diaper. Can't.
No, I'm actually, dude. Well, that's the thing is because it is so foreign. Kids have always been so foreign to me, and you feeling that in me is 100% accurate. But I am really great with kids, and so it's this weird blend of like
being great with kids and being a father are two.
Oh, I'd be an amazing father, dude. I'd be so good at it. I'm good at setting boundaries. I'm good at leading by example. I'm good at talking to kids. Good at having fun. I'm good at being an idiot. I'd be great, Dad.
Man.
I know. I feel like it's one of the things I was supposed to do, and I lost that a lot in my 20s because I was like, women.
Women,
you know? But
what about women?
It's not so much. I don't think it was women. I think it was just the whole idea of all of it. I just was never drawn to it until I met Mariah, and then Mariah being the right.
I mean, that's why most of the time it's accidental, right? It's like, oh, I didn't mean to be a father, it just happened.
But now I'm like, I met Mariah, and I mean, the second I met her, I told Colton, I was like, I'm gonna put a baby in her, dude. I'm gonna put it like day 2.
Disgusting.
Day 2, huh?
Yeah. She's older than you, or are you older than her?
I'm older than her. She's 20. She'll be 29. No, she'll be 30. Dude. Or is she 29? 30.
Robbing the cradle.
I'm 32.
I'm kidding.
Yeah. Dude, I biffed it on my bike. He knows this, but or not on my bike, but I biffed it. I ate shit on a bike.
Biffed it. Yeah. I've never heard that word.
Biffed it. Really?
Yeah.
I feel like it's a 90s like skateboard.
Biffed it. Is it a real word or is it slang?
It's shit. I think it's slang. I think. But I ate shit on a bike doing a wheelie on a bike that was a little bit too small, and so I don't know if anybody's done a wheelie, but you pull back and you have to get this like this backward motion, right? But if the bike is lower to the ground than your body weight or your length of your body, you're really sinking into it. And I sunk into it a little bit far. I rode it probably 3, 4, 5 seconds, and then fell on my ass. Fell on my foot first, and then my ass so hard, dude. But the problem was that my foot was hurt. I walked it off. I was fine by the time we got back because we're on a walk. But the next day, my back was so hurt. So hurt, dude. It was the highlight of my whole week, dude. It was part of what our segment, Copium. It was maybe the hardest 3 days ever. I fell out of bed, dude. We can move into Copium. You want to start Copium?
No, I want to argue with you real quick.
Oh, with what?
I told this guy that I bet he thought he was like cool, right? He's like, I was cool. Everybody was impressed. And I was like, you can't be cool after you wipe
about
out. Yeah, especially with a Willie. He was like, yeah, dude, everybody was impressed. Nobody was impressed.
I did not say it like that. And it was only in context of him saying that was probably pretty lame. And everybody was impressed. Someone asked me if I learned that by myself. But I rode the wheelie.
That's what I tell myself. Did you learn that by yourself? Like,
can you do a wheelie?
Of course. I can wheelie bunny hop.
But dang, dude, that's impressive.
I used to ride bikes all the time when I was a little kid.
But not everyone can do that.
Okay, but it's
not,
dude. What I'm saying is your wipeout was not impressive.
No, the wipeout wasn't impressive. The wheelie before it was impressive on a tiny bike.
But it's not even impressive because you ruined it. You didn't land it.
It was cool. I'd do it again. 10 out of 10.
It was cool for you, but not the spectators. Everybody's like,
I disagree.
This guy stinks.
That's not the energy one of that whole place. That's not the energy people are on. They're not a bunch of Julians sitting there.
You, they all went home and they were just talking mad smack about you.
They all live in the same place. Well, minus my coworker. But
that's what I'm saying. They all went home.
It was funny.
And you were literally, you've been sore for like a week, an entire weekend.
It's been bad. It's been bad. Copium. It's Copium. Not Copium of the week. Crisis of the week will be after this. Copium.
I thought Crisis of the week was this week. Right now.
No, because we're going to do both. Today we're doing Crisis of the week, and then we're going to do Copium. But Copium had a name.
Oh, I don't know.
Copium.
You looked at it, dude.
Copium. I don't know. I was rhyming. Copium. Tell me about your cope, dude. You said you had lots.
Dude, the Crisis thing was the one that I thought we were doing. I even had
you have nothing for cope? No, I said cope and Crisis.
Yeah,
literally.
And I said, yeah, I've got plenty for Crisis.
So you just didn't come up with anything for cope?
Well, let me hear your copes, dude. I don't know what you're talking about. Give me Copium.
This guy literally gave me the segments that I'm using to text him which ones we're gonna do.
So go. I'll go after you.
Okay, dude. Let's do Crisis, because Crisis will move into Copium, because a lot of the Crisis, like, we can do that. Go to tell me everything about your Crisis.
You tell me about your Crisis then.
I felt, oh, dude, you're a little intense.
You're going a little crazy right now. You're going a little nuts right now. Yeah. You give me your Crisis, and then I'll give you mine.
I felt in you this week that you were a little off. I could tell. I could tell. There was a lot of things. I almost, dude, 3 different times over the last. Probably started the business week Monday.
You're screaming too loud, and it's peaking your microphone constantly, relentlessly.
Okay, well, how about you say nicer?
Well, you're still gonna fix it, right?
Right now.
Yeah, so it doesn't matter how I say. All right, let's go. Let's go.
Hold on.
Oh my gosh!
I'm just turning down my mic one.
It sounds good. All right, let's go. Just stop screaming.
I can't, dude. I can't. That's the story of my life. I can't. But we were talking about Crisis. Oh no, I was saying I've noticed that you haven't been the best. Yeah. Lots of somethings. 3 different times this week, I almost texted you. Are you okay?
Dude,
and just in the midst of just like the middle of the day, just like
you have no context to anything. You're just Diabloing, and everything seems off to you because you're stuck in Diablo. That's all.
No, I'm actually not stuck. I feel yesterday was different. I was like, I'm getting stuck.
I was trying to play Overwatch with this guy, and I texted him like 40 times. And I even texted him in the game, and he was like,
"My bad, I didn't even see that
you
messaged me."
And
Diablo, you know.
And then I said, just delete me from your friends list." And he said,
"Come on, you know Diablo. Every single elite that pops up shows up in the same chat as your message. I just scroll up.
What about your text
based off your text message?
What about your text message?
I seen the text message. I went and saw the game chat and was like, didn't even see this dude. Sorry. At first, I responded to the text, but I didn't see it.
Like 12 hours.
My phone was down there.
12 hours later.
But my phone was down there.
Okay, so what? That's what I'm saying. You're just so disconnected. You think everything is.
I'm not so disconnected. Tell me about your Crisis, dude. Because you're gaslighting. You're pretending that you weren't in Crisis, but you were. I'm not gaslighting, but I felt the right thing. You were in Crisis. Tell me.
No, I'm waiting to hear yours.
I mean, dude, my back was broken. My back, it was so bad. It was so bad. I fell out of bed Saturday. I fell out of bed Saturday immediately. So I got up, fell right into the wall, dude. Right, right into the wall.
Mariah
And then
was like,
I couldn't pee.
"Lame."
I couldn't pee because I can't bend at all. And so it was miserable all weekend. I laid down, I moved my laptop over here, I played Diablo over here. Part of the reason I disconnected too, because I was fucked, dude. I literally couldn't. I was stuck
Oh,
like
so
this.
you were disconnected.
Uh,
Oh,
Disconnected, yes. I was injured, yes, in that sense, but not because I was lost in the sauce. I was broken, dude. And not only that, my allergies have been brutal, dude. And I wasn't gonna say this, but I'm gonna say it, dude. I last week I didn't shit one time. I didn't shit one time last week. My whole body was in crisis.
Why?
I thought I was. I don't know, dude. I don't know.
I've never
It was-
had poop
it was-
problems like where I can't.
I think-
poop. I have a pretty good schedule of poop.
I think there's a couple things. I think I was dehydrated more than I thought. I'm drinking a lot more
Oh my
water than last.
God, dude. This is so easy.
Dude, it was just a. But I'm bedridden, dude. I'm literally my cats are fighting. I'm like throwing
Look,
pillows at them.
I'm
I'm,
in
like,
bed.
stop. Just try-
It's so easy to drink water. Mariah, can you bring
I-
me a
but
glass
I-
of water?
Saturday, I got a lot of TLC from Mariah. She was very kind, but I couldn't milk it after that, dude. I was asking her to do everything. Everything.
oh,
I was
what?
broken. I was a shell of a man.
Did
I
she,
just couldn't
did
do
she
it, dude.
complain?
No.
Did you keep
Not much.
milking her?
Near the end. Near the end a little bit, but
She'd be okay with getting you some water, dude. Especially if you can't. Poop.
Yeah.
Babe,
I can't do anything.
Poop. Can you bring the plunger?
and not only was my back hurt, but I the original injury was my foot, and the Saturday morning it felt like someone took a hammer to it. The ball
Wait,
being
what happened
just
to
a
your
little
foot, though?
because I hit my foot first and then fell on
Oh,
my ass. So like
yeah.
right. And then so
Ouch.
my foot felt it first, and so when I was limping, it was because my foot. I didn't even know my back was hurt. And then the next day, it was brutal, dude. All weekend. And then it makes me agitated. I'm in pain, dude. Especially Sunday, I was like getting kind of heated, dude. And we'll escalate. Heat and pain will escalate. Give me manic, dude. I'll start fucking freaking out. And so I had like it's just a tough week. Tough week. Lots of allergies. Tons of
Well,
allergies.
if
Mine
you
are
could rank
fucked.
everything that happens from
My
worst
back.
to worst.
My back. Times 50,
Broke
dude.
my back.
Literally, it was the worst pain I felt in terms of an injury in so long.
Mhm.
It gave me insight to what it was like going to be old, like what it was going to be like when I was old. It was
Jesus,
awful, man.
dude. You're-
Awful.
You're ready for a good life. Can't
I actually felt pretty strong. I was like, dude, if this is what it's like to be old, I'll be pretty good at it. I can handle it. I can do this. I was like persevering in small moments, like
I
I was
don't know.
micro winning.
I don't think so. Because that's going to be every day of your life if that's what it is when you're.
I was good at it for a day, a couple days.
What do you mean? You couldn't even.
I couldn't even drive, dude. I drove around the block and I gasped twice. And just like locked up, dude. Sunday, there's one point where I was like,
So how is it? How are you doing pretty good and you couldn't even drive? What do you mean?
what do you mean? How am I doing? How was I doing pretty
Yeah,
good? I was pushing through. I still drove. I
Yeah,
knew I
that's why
couldn't make
old
it.
Guys get freaking cars totaled. No way.
I wasn't that. I could still look. I could still see.
Yeah, but if you're
Still
frozen
drive.
up, how are you going to do anything? Hold on.
I just had to stay stiff.
All right, go ahead.
All right, your turn. Crisis. Lay it on me.
I didn't have any.
That's this guy.
No,
This
dude.
guy.
Mine's kind of like a build-up story. So, a streamer friend of mine, I'm gonna omit their names, messaged me asking.
If I guess, will you? No,
No.
I won't guess. Go ahead.
They mentioned a name, asking me why I didn't like this person, right, or why I wasn't a fan of them. And then I put on the stream, right, and I was like typing out the message just so I could have some fuel to flame my typing. And there was another streamer that this streamer reminds me of. I'll say his name because he's not in the. His name is Hoagie Pudding or something like that.
Okay.
And I couldn't stand his stream because every single thing that came out of his mouth was just filth. You know,
I've heard the name.
come into my mouth, bitch, and like just crazy. Just
Whoa, sounds like Mariah.
oh my god! Whoa!
I'm just kidding.
Whoa! Evers. Yeah,
I'm
okay,
just kidding.
sure you're kidding. All right. dude. God. That's bad.
She'd be so mad. She'd be so mad.
Dude, now she's
That's
never
funny.
gonna say it again. Anyways, so there was like there's no timing, right? It's just blurting. There's no comedy because it's just rapid fire barraging of filth. Anyways, this other streamer reminds me of them. And anyways, I went to my YouTube and I think I was checking the quality of the videos from like way past then. And I think I clicked on like a Luigi's Mansion a VOD playlist. And dude, not even 3 minutes into the VOD, I'm saying some gross, filthy stuff too. I'm like, dude, I'm exactly the same. I'm exactly
No, one of the things that makes your stream good, but I think it also makes it hard for randoms, is that there's a dynamic to it. You have different modes. You have different modes, right? There's some days where you're crass, and like some days I'm like, I can't even be in this chat. And then some days it's introspective.
But dude,
But the vibe switches.
yeah, but that's the thing. Like, I know I'm not constantly like that, and you know, mine's kind of relevant to what's going on, or maybe the conversation. But in the end, it's still there, and it's still recorded, and there's no context to it unless it's.
But the reason,
wait, you piece of crap, wait. So the reason why it's so bad is because there's no context, right? And it doesn't matter if it's 5 minutes in the VOD or an hour and a half in the VOD. It's still there, right?
Yeah.
Regardless of if it's a mix of things. Like if I were to sponsor me, I'd be like, I'm not sponsoring this guy. He's a loose cannon. He's a loose cannon.
I don't know.
Wait.
Okay, so how long do I have to sit here and just? I don't add input.
Just wait.
Okay, go.
God
All right.
dang. Anyways, so my old YouTube has 1,800 videos. That's a lot. That's a lot of long form and short for content mix. So then I went to another random video. Not even 5 minutes. I'm talking about sucking titties or something. You know, it's just like, dude, come on. This is not a single. I can't catch a single VOD with something. And then like all of my clips, they're mixed in there too. And I was like, dude, I don't want to be seen like that. It's like I just didn't like it. And then I had made a joke with another streamer that I was like, I'm family friendly now. And I was like, dude, I'm not cursing anymore in stream. I'm not doing it. So then it was like 3 days ago or 4 days ago, I hid my YouTube. Like I took it off the internet. I didn't delete it, but I just took it off. I did delete all of my TikToks and all of my Instagram reels. I had a bot run a script and it did it for me. Just deleted it. But dude, I was like, this is horrible. This is awful. All right, go ahead. That's it.
No, I was gonna say that the frequency, like the reason you hate those other ones is because of how it was all of the content. But if you went back and just saw random clips and it was all the content,
right?
That kind of fits. Yeah, I still don't think it's as bad as some of these other people you're talking about.
Yeah, but
I do think that if that's all you're seeing, right? Like that's how you're presented.
That's the thing that's sticking out to me, and I was seeing it as not me because I of course my entire stream is not about nasty things.
Yeah. But, so how do you want to be seen? How do you want to be seen? Like if that's not it, what do you want to be seen as?
Right, like if I were to I die, right, and my kid's like, oh, I want to watch my dad's, dude, and I'm just like constantly filthy mouth, like I don't mind that, but it's just like, dude, it's bad. It's like some of that stuff gets real raunchy.
You've said some things, dude, I've never heard in any other stream. For sure. And there's also conversations had in stream and in chat that I've never heard in other streams. So I think there's merit.
Yep. So I went back and I was like, I don't want to delete it. Maybe I can get to a point to where I rebuild something and then I'll feel comfortable deleting it. But like I said, dude, I went back just to check the quality and my mouth was filthy. My mouth wasn't quality. I was like, man, this is gross. I was up for like 2 days doing it. Like 2 days straight.
But how do you want to be seen?
I don't know.
Like, it's interesting. It's very interesting from me watching you see you do that because like that's not very Julian or Aorta or Astro.
Yeah, it's not.
So like it's not to especially perception and even like the idea of you feeling like a bit of shame towards that perception. It's not shame, but like
it's like I'm so disgusted by other people doing it that it's like I don't know how I was able to glaze over it or not
like
even.
So it's your own hypocrisy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, that's more you though. That's
Like,
more you.
I could totally leave things up and stuff, but if I'm trying to have a purpose for what I'm doing, like, so say my Twitch did pop off and my YouTube did pop off, 90% of those videos are going to be demonetized anyways because it's filthy. So it's like
Yeah.
it wouldn't even be worth it.
Mhm.
No, it all leads back to it's just for memories. I don't give a crap about
Yeah.
that. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, I'm proud of you, dude. I feel like last year and a half, basically since I quit, and maybe even a little bit before that, you've been in this like effortless, but I'm gonna keep going,
Right.
right? Like
Right.
the autopilot, but I'm gonna do it, right? And like it's cool to hear intention and like focus and reflection. I mean, you're capable of those things. You just didn't care, I don't think.
Right.
And now, like, it's cool to see you care.
Trying to do it with more of a purpose, right? So like the
And that's
last,
care.
The last was it 2 Halo streams? I said damn. That was the most foul thing that I said was damn.
Dude, you're
It's
Nick
crazy,
A30.
right?
That is crazy, dude.
And then even then I considered going back in Premiere Pro and cutting out the damn part. I was like, damn hell. That's fine.
Yeah.
Maybe the
Yeah, and I don't even think. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was gonna make a
Well,
joke.
there's-
Maybe the occasional slut, but I was kidding. I'm not gonna say slut, dude.
Yeah, definitely do that. But there's people who are well established brands who say swear words. So I think there's a middle ground.
I know there is, but dude,
Yeah.
it's not how I say it. It's just like I'm pretty creative with what I say, dude. Like, you know, I'm gonna make some human pulp out of myself, stuff like that. It's still, even though it's not direct, it's still like, man, it's pretty nasty.
Yeah, I'll have to go back. It started with Halo. Was any of the Expedition 33 things part of this?
You know, I think I started noticing it after I was so when I was playing Expedition 33, there was what's her name? Mayel. Mayel's the young, I think she's 16.
Shadowheart.
Isn't
that Shadowheart?
Yeah, I think so.
I think so.
That's the one that you
Yeah.
thought, yeah.
The one shot lady, right?
The Ray Pierre girl.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's Shadowheart.
One shot. What's one shot?
I'm pretty sure from what I've seen online, she's very capable of like one shot
Oh,
people.
I didn't look at stuff online.
Yeah. I haven't seen. I just heard about it.
Right.
Yeah.
Anyways, in the very beginning of the game, she's in there, and they're talking about the romance between Gustav and Sophie, which that's all in the beginning, anyways. But I was like, well, dude, if things don't work out with Sophie, then he can just go with Mayel, and that's without knowing Mayel was 16, right? And
Yeah.
then I figured, and then when I realized she was 16, I was like, dude, I'm just like blabbering nonsense, and this whole time this person was 16. And
Dude,
then
it's so self-reflective. Who are you, dude?
I know.
I
I've always been like that, but like this time, it was for whatever reason, it was really different. It was like
yeah.
usually I wouldn't care, but especially with like minors and stuff, like I try to stay away from that completely.
100%. Yeah.
And even though it's a video game or an anime or something, I'm like, dude, she's either gonna be 345 years old because you know anime like fairies, they
Vampire.
look youthful, whatever. Yeah, but this is like the human. You know, they're pretty human. You know, they're pretty human.
Yeah.
I was just
Absolutely.
I was like, this sucks, man. And I think since that, like right at that advent of when that happened, which was the first VOD, like I was like, I toned it down so much more. And then by the time I was done with Expedition, I was like, I got to change it, dude. Gotta change it.
Yeah. That's crazy, dude. And I don't mean to say you're not self-reflective, but it's self-reflective of language and impact, which I feel like is just different.
Right.
For
And
you.
like even dude, in Expedition 33 was like my least engaged stream of all time. Like I think I averaged 2.5 or 3 viewers that entire time. And I think I streamed it for about 27 hours or something like that.
I was
So-
there most of it, and I
Right.
was
And
me and
even-
John.
Even though I know that no one was watching or you know, even listening, it wasn't about that. It was about what I was still willingly putting out there, and when I definitely have the control and the will to not speak, you know, impulsively, still like,
Yeah.
man, it's icky.
It's also hard. It's hard, dude. It's hard when you're just you're so good at talking and filling space and doing all that and your brain's moving quickly, and you also don't have.
But it's not. But
It's going all
but it's
directions.
not hard because I easily just stopped. Right. It was
Yeah.
so easy. It was so easy to just not do it.
Yeah, yeah, but it also takes the only reason it was easy is because it was like a value epiphany, right? That's pretty heavy. Like most of the time we shift in our lives is when we have this big value realization. So I mean, that's yeah, it fits, but that's cool, dude. That's cool, and I bet you'll see impact of that. You'll feel
Doesn't
better
matter.
about it. I also think it's cool the legacy part too about your kids. I thought that was cool. That's very different. Very cool.
Yeah, so
I mean, not that you don't. All these things I'm saying, it sounds different for you. It makes you sound shitty outside of this moment, but like, I'm not saying that at
no,
all.
it sounds.
I'm just
sounds
saying
fine
that,
to
like,
me.
okay, good, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I think context to other people, not you. I know you take it right, but I'm saying
I think
to
with
the
the
viewer,
context of this what we're talking about, it gives that value of
Good.
what you're talking about.
yeah, dude. And crisis comes from just all the thinking, all the fixing, and
Getting rid
auditing
of
and
1,800 videos and deciding,
dude.
like I even considered maybe I'll go through things, and I was like, nah, that's way too. That's
Yeah.
hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours of that's already edited. And
Yeah.
then I was
I'm
like,
proud of you. You didn't delete it too, dude. Oh God, that's so cool. It's so not you, dude.
This
I'm
close,
so
dude.
glad.
No, but that's
So
what I said.
glad.
I said maybe when I make some, or like when I establish something else better, I'll feel okay with getting rid of it, because I have Astral Beyond's YouTube still too, and that thing's even filthier. It's even grosser.
Dude,
But
Astral Beyond was disgusting.
But it's not. Yeah, but it was way more successful. Way more.
Yeah, but I also think you were a little bit more rigid with the games that you played were it was much more planned out a little bit, and there was a lot more the
way-
games you played.
There's way
derived
more random
engagement?
things and Beyond.
Huh?
There's way more
What?
random.
I disagree. I think there was way more
I
planning.
have
I'm also not on your Discord
there
anymore.
is-
I
there
refuse
is-
to put my waifu.
It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be.
I thought,
You didn't
I
read
thought
it.
it was.
Dude, that's all everybody they see.
I'm-
They see waifu and the husband one. They're like, I'm not a weeb. And they're like, this is or your favorite video game character, etc., etc., etc. There's
Oh.
like 4 of them, and everybody just gives
go
up
do it right
after
now.
that. No, dude,
I'll go do it right
Astral
now.
Beyond was way more. There's literally a tarot card reading on there. There is dude, there's so many random things there. There's a lot of real
Yeah.
life VODs.
Yeah, I do. Well, and I'm backtracking a little bit. I think a lot of it had to do with engagement too. Like you were talking about Expedition 33 having low viewers,
Mhm.
and I think it's only because you're so locked in and the game is so gritty and detailed, right? And the games you do well in are the ones that you don't have to focus on. Engagement's 100% of it, dude.
No, dude.
No, dude, no.
No,
I
just
won't take a
right-
no on this one.
No, right now things are just slow on stream. I mean, I'm okay with it, but things are just slow
Yeah.
on stream.
But
Oblivion
there's
was
other things
slow.
to that. There's other things to that. It's not as slow as Expedition. No way, dude. Yeah,
Yeah,
no
they're
way.
not as slow. There's a bigger fan base there, but it's in dude in the same.
You
Dude, trust me.
go back and watch the Expedition. No, trust me a little bit.
Go
I was
look at
viewing
my-
the whole time.
Go look at my
I was viewing the
analytics.
whole time.
Go look
I
at
was,
my
I was there,
analytics. It doesn't matter,
dude.
Peter.
The engagement was
have
so much
real
lower.
numbers. No, I know, but dude, compared to Oblivion and Expedition, which Oblivion was
Yeah.
still slow, but Expedition's like
But
a brand new game that nobody knows about. Nobody in the streams ever played it. It's like it's kind of expected.
Yeah, but you were more engaging with
Next.
Oblivion,
Next,
and I also believe that Aorta
Next.
or Aorta in general, not all the time. I think you have pockets, and that's when you pop. But Astral Beyond was all like commentary. It was almost all engagement. It was purely engagement. There's almost no gameplay involved, unless Diablo. We're talking Diablo. Diablo, you fell off for a second. You were like,
dude, I literally have VODs, and I've compared them before.
just go back and compare it through this lens, dude. Maybe a new lens might help. I firmly believe that the engagement was so drastically
also
different,
had
and it definitely
A
impacts
lot
it.
more.
You're cutting out a little bit.
We had
Most
a
of the
lot
time, it
more
hasn't been
fan
bad, but
people.
I didn't hear anything there. What did you say?
Nothing. Next.
No, yeah, you're cutting out. Like, there's been a couple times you cut out at the start, but it didn't cut your
Wait,
sentence.
it's okay if like. Well, actually, it's not because you can't hear me, but it's okay because my OBS is picking me up.
Oh, cool. Yeah, no, I'm not losing. I'm not losing much. All right, next. What's the runtime right now?
Don't worry about it, dude. I'll let you know when it's time.
When is it time?
What
does that mean? What does that
Ready
mean?
to go? We can go.
no, I was just.
Can you give
asking.
me an example of the copium thing? Like, what did you have?
Yeah, it's how we cope. It's how we cope, right? And like, I was going
Is
to
it
talk
copium
about
corner?
Copium Corner. Is it? Yeah, good job. It was coping corner, but it was just to spin on how we cope through things like our mental illness or the things that we got going on. Spinning it
Oh,
however
okay.
we
I
wanna
thought it
spin
was a reflection, like a correlation of the crisis. So how are we coping with the crisis?
Yeah, I think in this case they're in tandem because we're doing both. But yeah, lots of coping, dude. I've been coping like a motherfucker. One of the kids I work with, dude, he's little, tiny.
Your mouth is
Sub-
foul today. You've been saying a lot of bad words today. I noticed that.
I was like,
No, like your words, dude. Your words. No,
what?
not your like actual mouth. Yeah, you've been
I
saying a
immediately
lot of
looked at
bad
my lips.
words.
Which one? Which ones? What? What have I been saying?
MFer, eating ass. You said a lot of bad words today. Can you apologize?
No, I didn't know that was that was
I'm just
standard.
kidding. I'm just kidding. All
I
right.
was like, no.
All right. So you're coping.
Yeah, one of the kids that I work with, he's I can't say his age, but he's younger than 10, right? He's a pretty young
Why
guy.
can't you say his age?
Because it's
Dude,
HIPAA,
if
dude.
this
It's
ever,
ethics.
could you get arrested for it?
No, but I could not work in ABA, and that's kind of
Okay,
like
so look, if by the time that had gotten out to somebody, we're probably already making a lot of money, and you would have already quit by then.
I'm not saying his age,
Screw
but
that
he
little
is
kid.
under 10. He's under 10. But dude, he'll say some shit to me, and I'm like, how the fuck are you so wise? Like he was getting snappy at me for a second. I don't know what was going on before, but then he looks at me. He's like, dude, I'm sorry. He's like, sometimes when I get frustrated, it just kind of spreads to everyone around me. And he's like, I'm sorry, I'm working on it. And I was like,
It is very unexpected to have a little, because not even big humans say that, and then a little human say that. That's very good.
and so sincere, not scripted, like sincere, like just like, dude, I'm working on it. I'm sorry.
Like they had an
was like,
epiphany.
I literally clutched myself and I was like, dude, how are you so cool and wise? Like,
That's cool.
but yeah, but it's just like it gives me so much scope on. He gives me a lot of scope on things. I've been trying to, like I was talking about earlier, to zoom out. I've been trying to
Mhm.
zoom out a lot. I've been trying to be less rational and accept feelings. Like I'm such a robot when it comes to other people's
And
thinking.
being not so rational is difficult because that's kind of like what you default to. Just in general, it's like, well, that makes more sense, right? To be rational. But when you're dealing with humans, it's like the opposite. You shouldn't be, because then you'll be like pirate software, where you're impossible to deal with. You invalidate people with your rationality.
100%. And it's so funny how much I've worked with like hundreds of kids, dude, probably almost 200 different kids throughout my career. And these three have taught me so much about things that I can apply. Like one of them gets so caught up on logistics, so caught up in like right and wrong. And that's so my brain
Yeah.
in so many ways, especially in arguments. And I have to be like, dude, they don't think like us. And like when I tell him that, he tells me that. So I've been learning a lot of nuance, dude. A lot of nuance about like zooming out and like validating and learning how to validate.
Yeah.
It's hard because telling someone they're valid isn't validating.
No. Understanding.
If I don't straight up fucking believe you,
Yeah.
F word.
Yeah.
I apologize.
You were really rough today. Today's been a lot for you. I can tell that back's been affecting that brain.
Dude,
The
I'm
spine
hard.
connected
You
to
should
the. Yep.
you should have seen me Sunday, dude. I was one step from ruining everything. Just any moment. But I forgot what were we talking about? I just keep thinking about my
Corner.
back now. Yeah, no. But I said F word and I apologize.
Oh.
What I said?
What curse words you said?
No, I don't remember what sentence I said there though. I was saying something, but then
I
I
don't know, it
apologize for
doesn't-
the F word because you're making me self conscious about
Good.
swear words now.
Good.
No, I'm not on the same agenda.
It doesn't matter. I mean, if it's affecting you, then whatever.
No, but you have anything to add, Cope? How you been coping? You've been, dude. I outside. Maybe it was some of this like swear word energy, but you've been having some energy lately. I've been feeling it.
Nothing.
I've been feeling it. I
That's
almost
it.
text you saying, "Are you okay?"
No.
I've just been like, "Dude, something's going on."
no,
The
everything's
rapid fire
fine.
text, the neediness,
Dude,
I think is
dude,
that.
I've always rapid fire texted.
No, dude,
whenever we
I
were
think-
absent of Overwatch, I always fill the space with rapid fire texting, like a toxic girlfriend or something. That's always how it is. What do you mean? Just because you don't notice,
Stop talking.
That's how it is, dude. That's how it is all the time.
No, yeah, there's some truth to that, but it's been dense this week, and I've just been like, dude, is he all right? Is he all right? And the ideas, right, dude, like even the idea that we have coming, I fucking love it. I think about it all the time now. But even that, I was like, dude, is he all right? That doesn't sound like him. It does sound like you, but it doesn't sound. I don't know, dude. Am I wrong? Completely wrong.
Totally wrong.
Even, huh? Maybe I am disconnected.
I do.
love you.
I think your back was a big thing because not
It's been hard.
only is it physical pain, but it's also hard and bearing on your mental. And then when you can't get the dopamine you get from video games because you're uncomfortable, you can't sleep right. Mariah's not being a good willing slave. There's a lot.
She great Saturday.
That's
Not on the slave
one
part, but
day,
she's been very
dude.
helpful.
It's one day. And now whenever she
back-
sees the clip of you saying that's what Mariah says about the nasty stuff, that's
Game
gonna
over,
be
dude.
gone.
Dude, on a side note, on a very positive note, I feel more financially stable than I have maybe since I met you.
That's good.
Like, yeah, dude, we're such a better space. Such a better space. We have money saved, and like I have money. I'm not zeroed out ever anymore. I was living paycheck to paycheck most of the time I've known
paycheck,
you.
Paycheck sucks, man. The first
Yeah.
thing you do is pay your necessities, and then you just kind of like wait for your money to go away.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, and my car's almost paid off. I think 2027. So it's super soon, dude.
Yeah.
Super soon. So dude, it just feels good. Feels good, man. I got money. I got Pokemon cards. My birthday's on 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Today's my brother's birthday. Dang, dude.
Dude, wish him a happy birthday, even if you don't talk. Just do it.
He's blocked me on everything. It just doesn't go. It goes to the ether. It goes nowhere. He's blocked me. There's nothing I can do.
You know what I was thinking about before we go?
Hmm.
So a big reason why I wanted to adopt my mom's dog was because she has 7 dogs or 9. It's one of those numbers. 9 might be the exaggeration that I tell everybody, but I know it's for sure at least 7. But it might actually be 9. But some of them died, so maybe it is 7. I don't know. Anyways, so the dogs are in their cage, right? And when she comes home, she lets them out, and they go use the restroom, and then they come back in. She puts them back in the cage so they can eat, and then she lets them back out. But sometimes she only lets like her favorite ones out, and then like King is usually in the cage, or she'll forget or something like that. And I've known King since he was small or whatever, so I'm familiar with him. But I was like, man, dogs and the way they perceive time is different. Like for humans, so like King is like 32 or 33 years old in human years, but he's 4 years in dog. So then I was like, dude, how much time is he spending in the cage in dog time, right? So like for us, it's like 8 hours, and then I had ChatGPT do the math, and it's like 52 hours dog time in the cage. But
Yeah,
they also
crazy.
mentioned that dogs kind of perceive time in the moment, right? Like things that are happening in the moment. That's when they kind of like connect. But then I'm like, how would we even know how dogs perceive time? Anyways,
Well, yeah. I mean, if you really think about it, they don't do anything to indicate that they're thinking about the past. Maybe the past, but definitely not the future.
But
right?
that's the way we read like cognitive anything with animals. We know about ourselves and not even that much.
Yeah.
Psychologically. Anyways, then I was like, man, I started doing more calculations, and it probably isn't even relevant to how things really are, but I take King out like 4 times a day, around 15 to 20 minutes or something like that. And that's like 24 hours of walking for him. But for me, it's like an hour.
Yeah.
I was like, man, I'm giving this dog a good ass life now.
Yeah.
It's just weird to think about. Like, I
Yeah,
wonder
it is
if owners ever like, man, my dog's in the kennel for 8 hours. How much is that in dog time?
Also, things that are smaller have faster metabolisms,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of evidence. Sorry, there's a lot of evidence saying that the faster your metabolism is, the slower time feels.
Yep.
And so, like, even so, it's like double morphed because, like, that's crazy, dude. It is crazy to think about. I wonder if it thinks it's like I saw a TikTok and it made me laugh so much, dude. I don't know why, but it's talking about how if the Flash is reading a book, right?
Oh yeah, I saw
when
that.
Dude, I just can't get
Like,
over it. When
For us, it looks like he's reading it fast, but for him, he's actually there for 9 hours or whatever.
yeah, and just like going back and like rereading and just it's funny. Yeah, but yeah, I bet you it's something like that. I bet you.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't know, but
Dude, you know
I'll
what
take
freaked
it
me
as a
out?
win. What?
Praying mantis. We're talking about those today, dude. And I don't. Have you ever been hit by or like attacked by a praying mantis?
Oh, but I see them catch mockingbirds out of the air and eat them.
Fucking scary, dude. Scary.
The F word.
So scary. Yeah, I use the F word sometimes, dude.
If you go to this podcast right now and count how many times he's cursed and compare it to all the podcasts prior, this podcast probably has more than all of those combined. I guarantee it.
I'm escalated.
I'm just letting you know.
I can, but I already know.
it's just coming out, man.
I'm hot. It's a little bit hot. I'm cooling off, but
I think this is a good stopping point. Oh, so next week, what are we doing for our segments? Any idea?
segments. No, we can. Let's do. Have you opened up in your Discord
No.
for people?
My
to
Discord's
to
dead.
do that-
dude. it's dead, but I'll try. I'll try to see if it'll
I think
revitalize.
we'll get a couple people. Yeah,
Yeah.
let's get a couple people. Like what do we call it? We'll have names down here soon. But viewer submissions, right?
Yeah.
In his podcast, and then we could do.
in my Discord.
Excuse me. Yes. And then I mean we can figure it out. I don't know. Do you have the list up? If you pull the list,
No.
we can do it.
Yeah, it's
I
not a
think
big
fine.
deal.
Yeah, we'll
We'll
find
go with
segments, and we'll have names for them. It'll be sectioned out, but I do think it gives better format. Hopefully, let us know in the comments. Like, tell us, did it feel more formatted? At least it was guided. I feel like a lot of times we do this, it's just fucking.
I don't think they care
Hard.
because there's nobody there except for Liz.
No, there's other people watch. I think Sealy watches. Shout out to Sealy. Ruds sometimes watches. What, dude? There's like 40 views on
Prove
every
it.
VOD.
Prove it. Hey,
Every
a
video.
view is not. You go into the
All
analytics.
40 of them
it'll-
are.
It'll
all
say
40 of them
it'll
are
say
Liz.
45 minutes viewed. That means one duration has been viewed. I've tested it and everything. Same.
It's only one person.
I haven't looked.
It
lately.
can't just be Liz. There's other people. There's
I
other
haven't
people who
looked
commented.
lately, but say there's 40 views and there's only an hour and a half of watch time. That means collectively, right? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, does
Okay.
it not show unique viewers like Twitch would or something?
Probably. I don't know. I stopped.
Yeah,
looking.
we have to see that. I know there's a few people.
We'll come back with you guys and we'll let you know. Let you know if
Yes.
there's anybody
Yes.
watching.
I gotta get my helmet, dude. That's all I can think about.
I think about like you know, if. Anyways, we'll talk to you guys later.
See ya.